Wow. If you haven't already noticed, 2013 PMG Spider-Man Red and a PSA 9 slab just sold on PWCC for a record-breaking $72,000. Alright, maybe not just so. This news is almost a week old and was over the weekend when No Way Home premiered. But, oh my. Alright, in this video, let's all settle down and talk about what does this sale potentially mean to the hobby. Welcome guys, Card Boss here, where we talk about cards, money, investing. If this is the type of stuff you enjoy, please subscribe for future content from this channel. This is Weekly Bino Talk, episode number 22. Alright, let's go. So aside from the No Way Home movie basically decimating the box office on opening night, the other big Spider-Man news was this sale on PWCC which ended at a whopping $72,000. We all recognize the precious metal gem set and know a lot about it. And I speak extensively about the PMGs on my channel, so no need to double back to it. But what I'm going to do is to take through some of my thoughts and opinions on this sale and what it could potentially mean to the future of the hobby. Now, please don't use my words as a crystal ball, as I can be wrong sometimes, and boy was I completely blown out of water by this one. Just 1 week ago on the Marvel Pack Fresh podcast, the crew was discussing the auction with about a week left, and I called out on the channel believing that this PMG wouldn't cross $25,000. Of course, I didn't just pluck the number out of the sky. At that time, a complete PMG red set, fully graded by PSA, had a Spider-Man at a PSA 7 was sold for only $73,000, and that set had other big names on it with strong grades such as a PSA 9s on the Wolverine, Hulk, Thor, and Thanos. Just that 4 cards alone is probably half of that $73,000, which led me to have an approximate valuation on the PSA 7 Spider-Man to be around $6,000 to $8,000. Granted, this was a PSA 9 specimen here, so I estimated a simple 3x on my higher estimate, which brought me to the $25,000. Of course, naturally I was completely wrong, and the card went up to $25,000 probably a couple of days before the ending, signaling a wild finish to the end. And what was pointed out by Gingerman Cards on his channel when he interviewed the seller, it was a pretty wild ride and a crazy story indeed. So, big question is, where do we go from here? I think at this point, even before the sale, the PMG chase is kind of already out of the bag, and there has been a mad rush to pick up PMGs since October. And this expands across the 3 main years of 2013, 2015, and 2017. The 2018 and 2020 X-Men series has gotten some lukewarm love, especially the 2021s where we all know about the quality issues, but there hasn't been short of interest for the 2013 and the 2015. Now, are these people coming to the market genuine collectors going on character hunting, rainbow hunting, or set collectors? I don't know. But what I do know that there are a number of quote-unquote investors entering the space looking for another spot to park their money in. And I know this for a fact because these guys are watching my channel and asking me a bunch of questions about investing in PMG. Of course, happy to answer all of them, but I always ask my viewers or the people I talk to exercise extreme caution when investing in PMGs. Marvel, in particular PMGs for that matter, has already an established group of OG collectors holding on to them for many years. We're not seeing many cards in a PSA pop count because a lot of these copies are held raw, likely in complete sets, stored away nicely. Investors today are chasing the loose pieces, likely from smaller collectors who have the odd pieces here and there, and sell into the rising market to get some cash, probably to fuel their collection onto other pieces they are chasing. And this is all fine. But in order for this growing market to sustain, and I'm referring to strictly the PMGs, there has to be sustained interest in the PMG as a whole. In the long run, this is only possible if prices continue to rise, where more people will join the bandwagon, and the opposite thing will be flattening out when people start to leave. It's sad, but at the end of the day, if you're one of the last ones holding on to the hot potato, you better be in love with what you bought so you can enjoy the card, when the time is not right to sell. At this juncture, everyone loves the PMGs, but true OG Marvel collectors often remind people out there that Marvel is so much more than just the PMGs. Some people like myself started on the PMGs and are now slowly sipping to other different sets and characters. PMGs alone doesn't represent the entire hobby, but because of all the attention it receives, it becomes the headlines for the investor side of Marvel. But going back to the PWCC sale, If you aren't really well versed in this space, you might be falling into a trap thinking that the Spider-Man PMG sale will create a rising tide. This $72,000, in my opinion, might be a mirage of what the state of hobby truly is. I'm guessing we have a huge Spider-Man fan, likely an MCU fan or a comic book fan back in the days, who is purchasing a piece of memorabilia which is iconic, looks great, holds strong investment value, and potentially can pass it on down to his or her children in the future. And of course, has a deep wallet to pay for such an item today. There's just not many people like that, in the hobby currently, especially in the Marvel market. Now, don't compare yourself to the sports cars. That's a whole different ballgame. Marvel collectors are rejoicing at this sale, as what the sale is providing to the market. Validation. Yep, strong validation that Marvel cards has a place in the collectible space. But these OG guys are not selling, even if there was a chance that their collection would say triple in value because of this one transaction. You won't have all the OGs flooding the market with their prize collections, which they painfully accumulated and enjoyed over the years. Hell no. But at the end of the day, whether prices will rise from here on is pretty unclear to me. Like I said, PMGs are extremely popular today. Just the other day, 2013 PMG Blue Iceman closed for $400, which is out of 50. And it's theoretically low for a 2013 PMG Blue, but high for a character like Iceman. So depending on which side of the coin you're at on this, that can probably give you an idea on what's your real perception of this $72,000 Spider-Man sale. And finally, here's the upcoming test for that sale number. A PSA 8 that's on eBay with roughly 6 days remaining. You can tell the motivation of the seller to capitalize on the back wave of that PWCC sale. So will this fetch more than, say, $50,000? Let's find out together in 1 week. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Cardboard's out.